Okay, so this is the 3D test review, everybody. So this is what we've been working on. So we're going to convert 55 to radians. Okay, so this is a 3D test review. So we're going to convert. So remember how we're going to do that? So we're going to do 45 times pi over 180. Okay, and then we look at it and we can divide it. So 45 divided into 180 is 4. So I'm going to get 4 pi over 4 radians. So that's my answer for that one. So this one, 300 to radians, 300 degrees. So I'm going to do 300 times pi divided by 180. Remember, we can cross out the zeros. This is one where we can definitely just cross out the zeros. Okay, so I can cross out the zeros on this one, and I look and I go, okay, 30 and 18, they both share the factor of 6. So I can divide both of them by 6. Sorry, no one's not wanting to write. So divide both of them by 6. That's not wanting to write. Apologize, everybody. Divide by 6. So 30 divided by 6 is going to be 5. 18 divided by 6 is 3. So we get 5 pi divided by 3 radians. Okay, to convert to degrees, everybody, we do the same thing. So it's going to be pi, so 11 pi times 12 times 180 divided by pi. Okay, remember we can do pi. Remember we talked about this, everybody, that pi divided by pi is 1. Just like x divided by x is 1. Okay, so pi divided by pi is 1. And then we can divide it. So 12 divided into 180. Okay, or you can just enter in the calculator. 11 times 180 divided by 12 is going to give you 11 times 180 divided by 12 is 165 degrees. Okay, that's the answer for that one. So we do the same thing for this one, everybody. So it's going to be pi times 180 divided by 8 times pi. Pi divided by pi again is 1. And we go ahead and divide it. So now we're left with, everybody, 180 divided by 8 is going to be 22.5 degrees. Okay, so next one, everybody, we're doing arc length. Arc. So we want to know the length of the arc ST. Okay, so the arc length is going to equal the measure of the arc ST divided by 360 times the circumference, which is 2 pi r. Okay, so everybody remember that this is the circumference. Okay, so we're just going to substitute it in. So I'm going to substitute in 45 divided by 360 times 2 times 7 times 3.14. And I am going to get 5 and 5/10 inches. So we are rounding to the tenths place, everybody. Okay. Remember to use n over d for this one for the fraction. Okay, same for this one. So we're going to find the arc length of SR. So it's going to be arc length is equal to the measure of the angle again. So 35 divided by 360 times the circumference, so 2 times 14 times 3 and 3.414. Okay. So our arc length, so I got 33.0 inches for that arc length. Okay, so area of the sector, everybody. So remember with that one, it's going to be the measure of the angle. So area of the sector. Okay, so measure of the angle. So measure of the arc AB divided by 360 times the area of the circle. Remember that's pi r squared. So we're going to substitute it in. Okay, remember 11 is the radius. This is our arc length is 80, so I'm going to do 80 divided by 360 times 3.14 times 11. Everybody remember it has to be squared. Okay, and I got 84 and 5/10 inches squared. Okay, for this one, everybody, sector area, same thing. So we're doing this again. Okay, so they give it to us in radians, so we're going to have to convert it. Okay, so it's going to be pi over 3. So we're going to have to go times 180 divided by pi. Remember, pi divided by pi is 1. 3 goes into 180 60 times. So it's 60 degrees.
Jackson, does your daughter like bend your 3/4 of my math?
Okay, so this is sector area, so it's going to be the measure of the arc. So we got it is 60 divided by 360 times the area of the circle. So remember, so it's going to be 3 and 1400ths times the radius, which is 11 squared. I seem to like that one. So the area of the sector is going to be 63 and 4/10 feet squared. Okay, so rotate the shape and find the volume. So remember this one, it's like we're taking and just kind of like folding it in half, I think of it, like taking the 3D shape and folding it in half. So remember this is going to be a cylinder. So the radius is 6, the height is 8. So remember it's the volume is the area of the base times the height. Base, remember, is pi r squared times the height for a cylinder. So 3 and 1400ths times 6 squared times 8. So it's going to be 904 and 8/10. And we'll just say units cubed. Don't give us units. Okay, the next one, everybody. So remember this is our cone. So the height is 5. The radius is 2. Remember that's 1/3. The area of the base, so pi r squared times the height. So we're going to substitute that in. So remember 1/3. Remember you can do that as n over d for the fraction. Or math frac. So math, scroll left and enter to get the fraction on the graphing calculator. So it's going to be 3. So 3 and 1400ths times 2 squared times 5. And we get 20 and 9/10 units cubed. Okay, it says rotate the shape and find it. So this one, everybody, we know is going to be a sphere. I'll draw this as best I can. The radius is going to be 7. So the volume is 4/3 pi times the radius cubed. Okay, so it's going to be 4/3 times 3 1400ths times 7. Everybody remember raised to the third power. So for the volume, so that's a sphere, cylinder, cone. Just one of the names of these. Okay, so the volumes for that one for the sphere, everybody, is 1,436 and 8/10, and its units cubed. Okay, this one, it says to describe the shape of a cross section. So everybody, we're looking at the cross section that is right here. Okay, so you look at the shape of that cross section, and it is a triangle. Okay, so this one, again, it says describe the shape of the cross section. Okay, so it's another triangle for the cone. Okay, this one, it says describe the cross section. So I'm just looking at this part right here. Okay, everybody, and it is a rectangle. So Miss Osman also said, like, another good way to everybody to think about it is like if this was cheese, like a block of cheese, and if we cut it, what shape would you see? Okay. Okay, everybody, you got this, and make sure you read the directions carefully. Take a deep breath. You got this.